What is up, y'all? It's your man G-Wade holding it down. G-Wade Podcast in the building. Simply Connect ATL right here at the lovely Aloft Hotel. We got all the stars and celebrities in the building, a.k.a. the businessmen and women doing their thing. And right next to me is Alexandria Theresa. How are you?
Hello.
We're
going to talk about not asking that question, right?
Okay, but you know the answer. You know the 75 different answers you can give. Speaking of how are you,
yes.
You have the book, Beyond How Are You. Now let's talk about Beyond How Are You.
Absolutely.
What does that mean? How do we go beyond that?
Well, we all hear, hi, how are you, over and over and over again, and we all respond with fine, tired, good, busy, the same one-word responses. Sometimes we just say, hey, how are you back, without even answering.
Right, true.
And I've learned that people have a challenging time knowing what to say, what to ask. And so I wrote a book with some options.
Okay.
So I give people some options in the questions that they ask, as well as how they respond. You don't have to tell someone your whole life story when they ask how you're doing. If there's not enough time for that, if you don't feel like you can be vulnerable enough to share that. And so people have more options than I think they've thought of, and so I'm opening up the door so we can change that dialogue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it that prompted you to want to write this book, and what was the catalyst, rather, that made you say, wait a minute, there is more to it than I'm fine?
Oh, that's a really good one. So towards the end of last year, I was laid off from my job of almost 8 years.
Okay.
And it was at one point my dream job. And I think anyone who's been laid off before knows that it's a complete shock to the system.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, I was ready for a new journey. I decided to buckle down and focus on my own business that I have. And it gave me a little break that I hadn't had in almost 10 years to not work. But there were a lot of different things that I felt in that time, like worrying about, okay, what do my bills look like?
I got bills, right.
What do my bills look like? But also like exploring art and different things.
Okay.
And I felt like the question, how are you, just wasn't cutting it. Like, it felt very overwhelming to me because I didn't know what answer, what side I wanted to choose. Right.
And I'm sure that's also contingent upon who's asking. Right?
It is.
When mom is asking, that's one thing. But your next door neighbor may be something different.
Or your coworker, or a friend.
Yeah.
And I mean, I even had best friends ask, and sometimes I still wasn't really sure how I was going to respond.
Okay.
And the thing about it is, because it's different for who you're talking to, it's also different based on the situation you're in.
Gotcha.
So the over 75 questions that are offered in the book, it's based on situation.
Okay.
So time of day, if it's a weekend or if it's a weekday.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. That's something you don't think about.
Yes.
But that is so true.
Yeah.
But okay, well, I'm sorry to cut you, but how would one know when is the right time to ask the right question the right way? Because you said time of day, situational. Where are we are we in the mall or are we at the grocery store? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing about it is you are where you are. So you should know. You know where you're at.
I know, but I know how to respond to, but I don't know how I would ask. You know what I mean?
So the book's going to help you with that.
Okay.
That's point number one. And when you read the book, we wrote it in a way that you can easily find what you're looking for. So specifically, I believe chapter 7, where it has all of the situations that you can flip through.
Okay.
So if you're in the same city, if you're virtual, online. So yeah, you don't have to do too much guesswork.
I got you.
Because it's in the book.
So you said when you were laid off from your job, I'm sure you probably went, like you said, the range of thought, the range of feelings, the range of emotions.
Yes.
And I'm sure depending on the time, like you said, the time of day, your best friends asking a question one day, but the next day they may be asking you the same question but a different way.
Right.
Like, because today it might be like, are you okay? How are you? And I was like, hey, what's up with you? You okay? I mean, you know what I'm saying? How you doing? So I'm sure that kind of plays a part in it too, right?
Yes. So that's one of the, we talk about the different, how can I say? kind of the different qualifiers, right?
Okay.
So if you speak on a daily cadence with someone, it's going to be very different than asking someone about how they're doing if you haven't seen them in a few years, right? So.
Okay. So I haven't seen you in 2 years. Let's go 3 years, and you had gotten laid off, and now we're 3 years in, and you still haven't found your job that you're looking for. I don't know that, right? But I see you out, grocery shopping or something, walking down the street, and I ask you, how are you? Do you give the script? There's a script to, certain things. You're like, I'm doing fine. How are you? Good. Good to see you, and keep on moving. Or do you lay it out? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because, you know what I'm saying?
So the book serves as a guide, but I will say that there's a bit of personal discernment, right?
Okay.
There's a bit of understanding your relationship with that person. Is that someone that you can trust with the vulnerable aspects of your life and with your story?
Yeah.
If not, then choose wisely. If it is, then maybe you say, I'm having a rough time. This is a deeper conversation that I can't really have right now, but I really feel like I could share with you in the future. So sometimes people meet up, they link up, and they want to know or they want to share, but time is of the essence, and the timing just isn't right now. And I think a lot of times there's a miss because someone might be in a place where they really want to share, but they haven't read the room and the situation, and then they just start sharing, and the other person feels locked in.
Well,
Because we don't know what the other person has going on. You know what I'm saying?
True that. Yeah, it's interesting, with that, because sometimes you can talk to a complete stranger in way more depth about your personal life than you could someone that you see every day. And like you said, that's almost in a sense also like reading the room. There's an energy, there's a vibe. There's something that you just get from that person that you just feel like I can say it to him or her. Versus, Sharon that you see all the time that, well, she might tell Melissa, then she might tell that you don't necessarily want everybody to know.
Absolutely.
So that's interesting. And so
I see the wheels turning.
Because this is something I've never thought about. We think about it in the sense of how are you, and like you said, if they start sharing too much, you may start feeling trapped. Like, wow, I just wanted to know I'm good, keep it pushing. Not, oh, really? Oh, wow. Oh, now it's weighing heavy on me now.
Yeah.
Now I'm trapped into a 25-minute conversation when it could have been 2 minutes.
Could have been
so
two.
That's reading the room too.
Yeah.
So what's the overall? What do you want people to, when they read your book, what do you want them to walk away knowing?
I want people to walk away knowing that they have options to ask different, better questions and to give honest yet tactful responses. And I want people to know that how are you in this day and age is a habit that is breakable. So, yeah.
Okay. And so if people want to find out more about Alexandria, Theresa, and how to get your book, where do they go?
Absolutely. So the handle for the book on Instagram is Beyond How Are You _ at the end. And then underscore at the end. Okay. So Beyond How Are You _
Okay.
And then the book is available for purchase on Amazon.
Okay,
we're currently still #1 new seller.
Really?
And we have been.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We have been for the past few weeks.
Really?
Since release.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You said on Amazon, is it on like your Kindles and all that stuff too, or?
So that's a great question.
Okay.
It is not on Kindle.
Okay.
It is Kindle, excuse me. It's paperback only because in the theme of connection, we really wanted people to have and to hold the book in their hand.
Gotcha. Well, I actually like to purchase this book from you because I want to know how to go beyond how are you. This is very interesting and informative.
You're thinking about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because I've never thought, when I've read, I was like, beyond how are you? Like, what? What? Oh, then it clicked. All of a sudden, it was like, oh, beyond how are you? I got it.
Yes, that's my baby. And I designed the cover because I wanted people to be like, what is this about?
Yeah. This is good. Good stuff. Alexandria, Theresa, thank you so much for sharing. Beyond how are you? How are you doing? You know what I'm saying? We can go beyond that. Read the room because that's important.
Yes.
And, chapter 7 is you said chapter 7, right?
Chapter 7.
It's where you learn the questions, how to approach them, how to respond, all that good stuff. And you get it on Amazon and also on, you said Instagram. You can go to Instagram.
So you can get it on Amazon. I also have a website, beyondhowareyou.com,
Okay.
where you can access it if you want to buy in bulk. So if you want to buy more than 20 copies for your business, for hospital bookstores, for your gift shops, there are options where you can book order straight to the website. But when you go to beyondhowareyou_, the Instagram page, you can find that information there.
That's what's up.
And the last thing I want to say is that there is a challenge attached to the book. So what I've learned is that if anyone's read the book Atomic Habits, it just takes one small change. So with the 30-day challenge, essentially, it's just a challenge to not use the term "how are you" and use one of the alternatives that's provided in the book. So when you get the book, check out the challenge and sign up.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk about it too. Awesome. Or I'm just gonna jump on live or something and just talk about it. I'm doing it. That's what's up. Well, I thank you for sharing your book and helping to reshape our minds and help us think different on how to approach people. And when we, just want to have that general conversation, but knowing how to read that room, very important.
Thank you for having me. This has been so
Absolutely.
fun.
No, that's what's up. It's your man G-Wade holding it down. G-Wade Podcast, Simply Connect ATL. We still in the building, talking to all the stars and celebrities, a.k.a. the businessmen and women of Atlanta doing what they do. Y'all don't go nowhere.